morning. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. Happy to have all those out there who strongly associate with the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, even the cross watchers. What's up, you guys? You're welcome here. Welcome to the October monthly tarot reading for Pisces. The first half of this will be love, romance, career, finance, love, romance, and relationships. The second half, which will be timestamped below if you want to hop right to it, will be career and finances and money, okay? I hope that made sense. I kind of jumbled my words there, but first half love, second half money. As always, guys, here on YouTube, I do general messages. That means not everything I say will resonate with every single Pisces out there. That's okay. Please be open or come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Be open to hearing new messages that maybe you're not anticipating or expecting, but also be open to hearing confirmations of things that you are intuitively feeling. It's my goal, it's my hope that lots of this resonates, that you can take a lot away from these messages and apply them in your life. However, if the material is strange or foreign, if it doesn't fit your circumstance or scenario, release it, drop it like it's hot. Don't take action on those messages, okay? You are responsible for all your actions and decisions, okay, Pisces? As I finish shuffling up here, let's get into love and relationships. Everything else about this video will be down in the box below for you, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook, Instagram.com. Check all that out if you're interested. If you want to book a personal with me, just shoot me an email real informally, and we will set that up. All right, let's hop in. Love. All right, so, and I'm going to do a couple different messages, so if something doesn't fit your circumstance, wait till the next one because I'm going to throw a few different things at you here, okay? So let's see, messages of communication between you and a Virgo, but it feels like someone has gone silent on you. It doesn't have to be a Virgo, but someone's kind of in introspection mode, someone who's, yeah, kind of going through like a process of soul searching or a spiritual awakening of sorts. It feels like with Hermit energy, it's like they've kind of removed themselves from society, from the bigger picture, and I mean quarantine life, am I right? But it seems like someone is wanting to communicate with this person. It could also be someone that you sort of put on the outskirts of your life, Pisces, or that might not be the right expression, but someone who you maybe have tried to disassociate from, or it's interesting. I'm sort of getting a message of you pushing someone aside and sort of playing coy, like giving them this, wow, you guys, what is going on? Are you seeing this behind me with the lights? They do that, don't they? They play with the lights. Oh no, we lost the twinkle lights. All right, I'm going to keep going with my message because I think that was very important for some of you. Anyway, wow, that was insane. Okay, moving on. And ironically, look at this card with the little twinkle lights behind him too. Nothing is coincidental in tarot. That was bananas. I'm sad about my lights. Okay, sorry, refocusing. It seems like you're playing coy or you've given someone the cold shoulder, and it's almost like you were anticipating or expecting them to reach out to you and be like, oh, I'm sorry, or let me explain. And they did, so now you're getting angry, but it feels like you're poking the bear to be like, hello? It's like, and don't you dare talk to me. Wait, aren't you going to talk to me? That's what this whole thing feels like to me. For some reason, Pisces, I'm wanting to say that this is you with the arrows of communication here, and yeah, it's like someone went to go figure themselves out, but I don't know if they're ready to communicate with you yet. And this is saying it's a bit of a stalemate. It's like you're putting in all this effort to try and I'm almost getting like this image of like trying to push a lead weight. It's like it seems pointless. Like, what is the ultimate goal here? If it's taking that much energy and exertion to get this person to confess their feelings or to apologize or whatever it is, particularly a Virgo, maybe a Sagittarius, universe is saying like, can we just be done with this? Like, why are we putting in, I hate to say useless effort because that sounds unsympathetic. I think you like this person and that's why you want them to respond to you, but yeah, this to me says like 10, done. Like we're over it. It's like you don't need to put in the effort anymore because in a sense, and do keep in mind energies can change, but in a sense, it's just not worth it at this time. Like, they're not budging. It's someone who's very, very stubborn. Somebody who may have a lot of fixed energy in their chart. So the fixed signs being Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. If that makes sense to any of you. There's a lot of stubbornness on their part. And this could be you too, Pisces. You know, swap the characters if you want to. But they're just not budging at this point. They're not ready to communicate. The one thing I will say is that there's still something being held on to here. In fact, I want to clarify that because that seems important. What's the deal here? It's almost like holding on to the last shred of hope. Is it worth it? What's the deal here with this? Because it's almost like he's holding on to the Ace of Wands. Do you see what I mean? And to me, it's like the Ace of Wands is that communication. It's a card of communication, of passion, of energy. Okay, I already know what the message is. It's saying apply that Ace of Wands to yourself, Pisces. If you're the one who's really grappling and struggling to get this person to move an inch, it's saying focus all that energy and attention that you're putting into somebody else, that you're putting into the relationship between you. Reroute it back to yourself. Reroute it back to your own heart, to your own passions, to... I know this sounds a little bit hippy-dippy, but like communicating within yourself, like what is the actual purpose? It's time to be much more philosophical about the matter, to step back, to zoom out, to not be so in it that you become sort of agitated, right? This very much feels like the squaring of Mars energy, right? It's like step back and actually ask yourself, why am I getting so upset? I know why I know that you know why you're upset, and I'm not saying you're not right or that it's not valid, but is it worth it? That's what you're being asked. Give me one card on that, please. The Ten of... For some of you, it may be an argument about property. This doesn't have to be a romantic person. This could be someone you're living with. It could be a friend, a coworker. Yeah, right on. As in rider, not right on. Awesome, dude. No, this is like saying, oh gosh, now my door's opening. Guys, I'm kind of getting the creeps in your reading. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to pause your video. Keep moving on. Keep on keeping on. It's not worth it in the end. That's sort of what I'm getting from this. All right. I'm going to pause you guys real quick. Sorry. All right, Pisces. Sorry about that. We're back. There was a lot of weirdness going on. I actually do sort of have the creeps a little bit, but I think there's spirit guides around me right now, so I'm going to roll with it. All right, so message number 2, new messages in love for Pisces. So you have an assessment of joining or combining worlds with a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This actually feels like it could lead to a very promising job offer, especially if you've been, and I am going to read for love, I just have to say it because it came through. If you've been going on interviews and they've called you back several times, it looks like there's going to be completion in that endeavor. It feels like it's going to be very positive and that there might be a job offer coming your way for anybody who wants to hear that. That actually looks very positive. I see you swimming. I don't know if you're in a lake or in a pool or in the ocean. I don't know if it's chilly or cold where you are, but I see you swimming. I suppose it could even be in the bathtub. And I mean, you're Pisces, you're a water sign, so that's your natural element. It's very healing for you to be in or around or by bodies of water. I see you participating in art projects too, specifically painting, lots of painting. Or it could be sketching or drawing, but yeah, something where there's big strokes going on with your hand. Maybe you're just painting the house, but it feels more artistic, especially with the King of Wands. It feels like maybe a creative collaboration actually. Yeah, you guys are gonna plant the seeds of like a creative collaboration, very likely with a fire sign. It's not going to immediately be successful, or it's not going to be lucrative immediately, but it feels like there's potential for it to be huge if you keep sowing the seeds. I feel like we're really leaning into the career stuff now. I'm tempted to keep following that. Hold on. Some of you may be saving your pennies for a wedding with a fire sign, particularly an Aries, but it could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be that you know that you're not able to, it doesn't have to be a wedding, but it could be an engagement party, something big and formal between the two of you guys. It could be that you're trying to save some money, but this feels like saving money like at least a year in advance. Like you finally made the decision to eventually join worlds, and it's like, all right, well, we better start saving now. Yeah, there's unequal balance or the distribution of money in some sort of power dynamic, and it makes, particularly if there's a male involved in this relationship, and it doesn't have to be, it could be same-sex couples, but there's an unequal distribution of power, and it sort of feels like it's a point of tension in the relationship or in the marriage, particularly if the female makes more. It's a source of intimidation. But you could easily smooth it over. There is love there, but yeah, somebody gets a little bit resentful, or it's really just immaturity. There's like an immature look at someone who makes more money than them. It's like a point of intimidation, only it manifests itself as like an uncomfortable energy. So if that isn't you yet, if you're collaborating with anyone, be it romantic or business, I'm almost being called to say there needs to be a really honest conversation about money to make sure that everyone is on the same page. And I know this sounds kind of bizarre, but almost to cut it off at the head if there's going to be like an awkward situation about money, better to discuss it here and now rather than wait weeks or months where it actually becomes like this giant beast that you can't really contain anymore. Yeah, there's a need to think about your business partnerships and who you're collaborating with. Yeah, and for most of you, it's nothing to fear. It's not dangerous, but it feels like you're working with someone who could be slightly manipulative, especially emotionally manipulative. And I mean, I'll be honest, Pisces, that could be you too, right? It doesn't have to be, but there's an unsettled feelings about money in a partnership, and that might even trickle over into a personal relationship as well. So, especially if you work with your romantic partner or something like that. So, anyway, that's one message. Not super sexy. Let's do a few more. Can we get anything else for Pisces love life? We'll do one more. Let's make it a good one. Pisces love life. Messages they need to hear in October. Doesn't necessarily mean it will all go down in October, but it could. The timeline part is entirely up to you, Pisces. So let's see. Pisces in love. Pisces in love. The beginning of this video threw me off. I hate when I have to pause the camera. Like, it interrupts my flow. So sorry about that, guys. All right. Pisces in love. Pisces in love. A Virgo. There's going to be a Virgo who plays a very key point or a key part in your life, and Virgo is your opposite pairing, right? Your divine counterpart, so to say, on the zodiac wheel. So, yeah, something. You may have a new Virgo coming into your life. Dating with a Virgo. All right. So then, oh wow, who's coming up in the past? You have two cards of the past. So. I actually feel like I've been giving this little speech a lot, so it's going to be a repeat if you've cross-watched on other videos, but there is a major difference in these cards. These are both cards that recall the past, that have us look back to the past. Individually, it's a very different vibe, though. Judgment is all about waking the dead. It's going back to seek closure, to close up loose ends, or to tie up loose ends, rather, on something it's like a little bit heavy. It may provoke a lot of unsettled feelings, a lot of heavy emotions. It's something like you thought was dead and buried, but that person shows back up. So with judgment, I always think there's a lot more anxiety or anticipation of what's going to happen. Whereas Six of Cups, it is a calling back to the past, but it's removed from all that tension of, oh my God, what do I do, and this and that. These types of relationships, it's frequently shown with children. In my opinion, as a tarot reader, this is much more lighthearted. This is like that person you dated once and circumstances just arrived where you had to go your separate ways, but it wasn't this gut-wrenching breakup. Nobody broke your heart here. It was just like, oh man. Like, it's like, your best friend from high school, your friend from college, the person you dated once, and like, it's that type of energy where if they were to come knocking on your door again, Pisces, you'd be like, oh hey, how's it going? But it would be like a nice surprise. And I'm not saying judgment has to have a negative connotation, but it's a heavier, deeper, I just have to be honest, it's more emotionally taxing when I see this come up. So when both of them come up together, I think it could kind of go either way. But this 1000% says to me, okay, someone from the past is coming back. So let's see what that's about. Both of these cards for me definitely denote Scorpio. So if that means anything to you guys, possibly an Aries. And then, you have Queen of Cups, so Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. This card is so ridiculous. But I kind of have to love it because she's got little like teacups on her boobies, right? Yeah, someone who's going to invite you out for tea, someone who's going to invite you out for coffee. This is someone who's very nurturing, it could be maternal, though it doesn't have to be feminine, but I feel like this person would go to the end of the earth for you. This person is very caring, very kind. It's almost like they've always been your rock. It might be someone that you're still in touch with, and maybe there was always a suggestion of flirtation, or maybe there wasn't at all. Maybe that's going to be the shocker, is they reveal that they've had feelings for you, the whole 8 years you guys have known each other, or whatever it's been, right? This feels like someone who, it's like they brighten your day. There's not as much of a heavy energy to this as I think. This feels like your spirit guides or your angels are trying to get you to see something about this person. This person has probably been single for a very long time. This is an interesting message. I'm almost hearing that if this applies to your scenario, you may have thought this person, Pisces, was like gay or into the opposite sex because they were single for so long and like never flirted with you, never made the moves on you. And I know this feels like a bad rom-com scenario. I don't mean to make it tacky like that, but I'm honestly getting the message you may have not even understood that they were interested in you, let alone interested in your gender. Does that make sense to you guys? I think the reason they've been single for a while is because they've never been able to get over you, or they've always kind of hoped that you would come around. Or it could even be the opposite. As I said, come around. It could be coming out as well. So very interesting. Yeah. There's there's a veil of illusion that gets lifted regarding someone from the past, but I want to be very clear, it works out in your favor. There's soulmate energy all around this. Yeah, it could also be with a Leo. It's someone who's very fun, very, very lighthearted. There's actually like a really beautiful combination here of, initially I was going to say introverted, but I actually don't think that's true. In fact, you might be dealing with a Cancer, Leo, cusper. It doesn't have to be those signs, but there's something where they have a very deep soul, but they also have this beautiful streak of excitement, of fun. This feels incredible. Whatever or whoever this is, I like this message the best. It doesn't seem muddied or complicated despite it being a person from your past. It feels like this could take off with great ease, and there's such a nurturing, a warmth that this person provides to you, and Pisces, that's what you need. Like, let's be honest, right? My Pisces, God bless you, you're not really tough love people. You respond better to nurturing, right? To positive encouragement and good feedback, right? That's typically my Pisces, right? So yeah, surround yourself with people that do show you that love and time and affection and attention. So literally the complete opposite of this. Because I'm not saying this person doesn't give a fuck, but right now that's the... By not communicating with you, that's the overall message they're giving off. So that in itself is such a sign to me. It's like, why are we wasting our time on trying to get this to work? Taking puzzle pieces and smashing them together when they just don't go? I just want to reiterate, there is ease to this. Of course it's easy. It's always been there. It's always been in your life, or at least it has been for years, right? Sometimes judgment can be making quite literally a new judgment call, an epiphany, an awakening of feelings or ideas that were always in there, somewhere in your subconscious. It just wasn't brought up into the surface. There it is, illuminated with sunshine, right? I love this. I love this message. Go with that one. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say what to do, but that feels really good, Pisces. I would not let that pass you by. All right, so then some of my Pisces are at a bit of I almost said stalemate, but what I was going to say was crossroads. It seems like you have two options. Yes, we're going to do one more love message, because why not? So what's the deal here? Tell me about this crossroads. The name Freddie or Frederick or Fred or Ed or something about that? Freddie? I suppose it could be female. Frederica? I don't know why I'm getting those names, but I am. Anyway. Could be a Gemini or a Virgo. In fact, it might be a decision between the two of those. All right, anyway, moving on. Tell me about this decision. It seems like you are dead center. You're smack in the middle and you don't know who to choose. It's almost this, God, this sounds so familiar. Not to me, just I encounter this story all the time. The one that you're trying to get to budge is the one that you're more attracted to, but by default, you have someone else who's interested in you and you're almost taking it for granted because it's like, well, that's nice, but let me see what happens with this one first. Careful, Pisces. Don't block your blessings. Be really careful with that. Trust people when they tell you what they actually mean, or what they're feeling, right? And waiting on other people to change their mind is like, it's a recipe for disaster, Pisces. So one of these is much more sexually motivated or sexually driven, or it's like you're trying to maintain the peace of a business partnership, and so you don't want to rock the boat. But I'm kind of being called to say you need to rock the boat. That's what this means, or what this needs, rather. So let's see. Yeah, on one side, you're left waiting and waiting and waiting, and this person is not giving you anything back, except for maybe sex, except for maybe like a booty call, or if it's not that, even if you do see this person, it feels more like stringing you along, like not willing to commit, but kind of giving you the, oh, but I love you, or oh, but like I don't want to break up. It's Pisces. Anyway, so there's that person. The other one, there's 8 of Cups energy. Yeah, this says to me you're going to lose it if you don't act. I don't want to say quickly. I'm never trying to give you an ultimatum or a threat, but it's like this person seems like they could offer you the world. And with that, maybe you're just not attracted to them that way, but I'll say this to you, and this is like no bullshit tough love. It feels like someone is stringing you along, and that's the person you want, but you're doing the exact same thing, Pisces. That's important, right? You're being strung along by the one that you want, and you're willing to hold on and wait for them. You're doing that to someone else. So there is no evil person in this story. Do you understand what I mean? Because you're all guilty of doing something to a lesser degree or whatever, right? And if this doesn't make sense to you, it's not your message, okay? But what I'm saying is you have someone holding out for you, and I'm trying not to make this a threat of like, don't lose them, run after them. I'm not trying to do that, but more or less that's what the message is saying, is like you have been blessed with a beautiful gift of someone who loves you and wants to give you the world, and yet you're so quick to be like, yeah, just 1 second. I'll get back to you in a week once I hear from my other person. Like, I'm sorry, Pisces, I'm calling you out. That's kind of shitty. So they're having an awakening and a judgment on their end too. This is your person of the past. Absolutely. It's being double confirmed with judgment twice. With 8 of Cups, it's saying don't lose it. This person could walk away and find someone else who does want their love, who will acknowledge them, who will treat them or match the amount of love that they can give. Don't blow it, Pisces. I don't like this energy. 4 of Swords is like a card of rest, of gathering one's thoughts, but they're taking a break, and Hangman in reverse, it's like you're sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into this. I'm just going to wait for them. I'm just going to wait another week, maybe another month, maybe another year, maybe another 5 years. It's like, ooh, Pisces, like I want to empower you, but yeah, it feels like you're putting your life on pause for someone else to offer you greater commitment or whatever the situation is, and you want to know the future. I can already tell. What's the future projection? You literally missed my entire point there, Pisces. I'm saying it's not worth waiting for, but I will pull a card on it because I can hear you guys asking me. Tell me about this person who's keeping Pisces waiting. Please. 10 of Wands. Oh, isn't that familiar? Pisces, I can't with you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be sassy, but like this message is actually really great because the answer is so clear to me. Sometimes I get muddled messages. This whole thing of waiting and waiting and waiting and then getting agitated, shooting messages off like, hey, where are you? You said you were going to get back to me. Are we a thing? Do you want to date me? Do you want to marry me? This, that, and the other thing. As I was saying, 10 of Wands, it's done. Put it down. That's exactly what this is. It's 10 of Wands again. Put it down. You're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's up to you, Pisces, right? This one, however, being confirmed with the Judgment card, which, I always point to the wrong one. Which, as we were saying, is this beautiful scenario. The person who's probably always been there, or the friend from the past, or the one who you didn't even know liked you, or you didn't even know was interested in you. That comes to the surface for a lot of you in October, November, sometimes there. And again, that's the decision. That's the crossroads. So again, this is an empowerment reading, Pisces. You're in the driver's seat. What are you going to do? Just reflect on that for a bit. All right, moving on. Career and finances. Here we go. I thought that message was great, Pisces. Like, as a tarot reader, I am thrilled when I can say the messages could not be more clear to me. That is your advice or guidance. All right, moving on. Money, 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 money. For Pisces. All right, I'm such a nerd. Here we go. Money, career, and finances for my Pisces gang. We're going to throw a few scenarios out at you. So, again, if the first one doesn't resonate, stick around for the second or the third. Tell me about Pisces money, please. King of Cups is great. Yeah, reason to celebrate. And I mean, I always think of Cups. Oh, God, I didn't just say that. Cups, moving on, skipping right over that. I always think of Cups as streams of income. So he's the king of that, right? You may attend some party or possibly going on interviews where you have to dress up very formally. If that's the case, yeah, if you are looking for work or going on interviews or whatever it is you're doing, going on public speaking events, this, that, and the other thing, dress nice, dress dapper. That will serve you well. It also, you know what it's going to do too? It's going to give you more confidence. When you feel like you look good, you have an attitude about you that's just like, I'm on top of the world, baby. Like, so yeah, dress nice, dress to impress. And it's not so much in a superficial way, it's to make you feel excellent and beautiful about yourself. That's really what the thing is. So yeah, for some of you, it feels like it's been a long period of waiting, But there's, I almost want to say justice, but it's not the justice card. It's actually being shown as temperance. There's something that brings you a peace of mind, that brings you a sense of healing. So if any of my Pisces who work in a profession involving healing or spirituality, possibly even like, I know this is completely random, but like chefs or cooks or working in a kitchen, working at a bakery, opening a restaurant. I mean, I don't know when that's going to happen, but something with like food or produce or something, that looks very promising, especially after a long period of waiting. Some of you are going to be like banquet staff or event staff, like serving, like maybe you work at weddings or events, something about catering. Anything involving catering looks very positive. I just have to reiterate, I see you going on a lot of interviews and dressed up very nicely. Or giving a lot of speeches. It seems like you're the focal point of the room. I don't know if you're advocating for something, maybe you're doing political type stuff. I see you almost like maybe on a stage, but in like a room surrounded by people on a microphone. So be safe. I know we're all social distancing, so wear a mask. Be safe. That's your responsibility, right? But yeah, I see you. I don't know if you're leading a company, you're leading the charge of something, and it seems very strong. You seem to be very confident in the subject matter, and it seems like you're going to have a lot of a lot of followers, a lot of backers, a lot of supporters. So maybe you're selling a product or merchandise, people who are wanting to buy your product, people who are wanting to work with you. It seems very positive. You need to quit smoking. Stop smoking. Especially cigarettes, but some of you are, and I'm not a prude by any means, just to put that out there, some of you are overindulging in like weed, and it's making you lazy. Spirit is saying, cut it out, or cut it down a little bit, right? It's quit smoking. I just keep getting that. And for some of you, it might be that you're overindulging in alcohol too, but it was mostly the smoking thing that I'm getting, so you'll know if that's your message or not. All right, moving on. Judgment again. So careers, any musicians in the house, I see you excelling, especially in music, and that may have to do with the first message as well, being on stage. You're going to start booking a lot more gigs. But yeah, anything involving music or singing, even maybe dancing, that looks hella awesome, Pisces. Some of you are going to be traveling around the country or internationally, probably promoting music or doing something with your band. Yeah, it could be being on stage, being a performer, even acting on stage, specifically in theater. I see you in kind of old-timey costumes. You might be writing scripts. You might be doing something, something very artistic. That suits you well, Pisces. Now, what I was going to say before I got completely sidelined is going back to something from your past. So this could be collaborating with someone that you used to make huge amounts of money with in the past. You're going to be revisiting them. There may be an opportunity where they ask you to collaborate or ask for your opinion. I think I've said this to you before, but it's even if it's not the same specific field, there's something about, oh, hey, if you promote my business on my channel, or if you promote your business, let me try that again. I'll promote your business on my channel if you do the same. It's like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So it might not even be the same field, but there's something about a close collaborator where you guys help each other out, and it seems quite successful. In fact, it's going to get you out of a pinch if money is very tight. There's an avenue where it's probably a friend from your past. It could be a romantic partner from your past that could help you in your business or your money making or whatever it is you're doing, Pisces. Yeah, especially if you're stressed about it, reach out to this person. And I think you guys already intuitively know who I'm talking about. Something about taking flight too. I don't know if any of you are going to school to train to be pilots or do something. I gave this message to someone else too. I don't remember. It may have been Sagittarius or Gemini because of the whole flight thing. But something about airplanes or flight travel, or I don't know. You're going to be on a rocket ship, Pisces. I don't know what to do with that. But I don't know. That could be a lot of things. Maybe you're writing a song about that. Maybe you're making a movie about Amelia Earhart. Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys got to be creative because I don't get all the details, but something about flights and pilots. Maybe you're planning a trip to go to Hollywood and be an actress. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's coming up in your cards, so that to me says go for it. Go for it, baby. All right. New messages for Pisces, career and finances. There is a really important message if you're struggling for money, there's someone from your past that can help you. It could maybe be a parent or an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, but Yeah, if you're sinking into like debt, you should nip it in the bud. Find outlets to make the situation better. Specifically, your attitude and your mental health towards that obstacle, towards that problem. The deeper you sink into, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You're making it worse. So acknowledge there's a problem, yes, but ultimately it's like you need to be solution oriented. Don't waste any time getting super stressed out about, oh my God, the consequences of what's going to happen. I don't mean to just like brush that over, but again, you need to be solution oriented. That's very important, Pisces. Nip it in the bud. Don't let your problems spin out of control. Talk to somebody about it. Even if they can't help you, they may have a really great suggestion on how to dig yourself out of that hole. Sewing machines. I'm seeing sewing machines. Are you making a costume? Are you making your kid's Halloween costume? I see you at a sewing machine. Some of you might be quilters, or you might just be doing house repairs or house renovations on like curtains or something like that. Maybe you should start your own little side hustle of repairing odds and ends around the house, or offering your talents in being a seamstress or something like that. Especially costumes, costume design or something like that. All right, so especially any of my Pisces who work as doctors or nurses, or maybe untypical type of like healer type stuff, you're really struggling, but it seems more of like an internal conflict. I don't know although some of you may be studying for like exams or a test, and it's like you're cramming, but you feel really stressed out about it. So let me pull a card on that. The whole test situation. You're going to be fine. Again, take practical steps, especially if you have a huge body of information to learn. Take it a piece at a time. Make it manageable. You'll be okay. You got this, but it's going to be a slow process. Don't, sleep on your book and assume all the knowledge will go into your head, right? Don't wait 2 hours before the test to start studying. Like, be prepared. That's the Knight of Pentacles, right? You guys are going to be fine. Be logical, be practical. So then others of you're having, I said the same thing, I think, to Aries. You're almost having like not an identity crisis, but like a career crisis about, I thought I wanted to be a nurse and now I'm in the thick of it and I hate it. Or there's something you're very, and I mean, this makes total sense with what's going on right now, right? Globally, there's a lot of stress being put on anybody who works in the medical profession. And a lot of you, it feels like you're having, I keep wanting to say like a midlife crisis or something like that. So here's the thing, regarding what I just said, the Wheel of Fortune is coming in. So that says to me, positive changes are ahead. A stroke of good luck, a stroke of good fortune. So that could be a lot of things, Pisces, but that could say, and it doesn't just apply to the healing profession. If what I said sort of makes sense to you about getting head into something and then realizing, oh, I'm out of my element, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Again, the same thing applies. Wheel of Fortune is coming in, a blessing, a change up, a stroke of fate or luck or destiny. And it's kind of falling with this. So this says if you've really been kicking ass and putting in a lot of effort and work, perhaps without any thanks, without any gratitude, you might be getting a pay raise. You might be getting something that puts you in a more advantageous position. You may get a title change. You may get an extra week of vacation for your efforts. If there's still a sliver of hope that this is what you want to do, but maybe it's just very stressful right now, I would hang in there because something positive will come out of this. For others of you, if you are completely repulsed by the idea of continuing on in this field, specifically in the medical field, it's saying, congratulations, you've listened to your intuition. Now it's time to take control of your life and follow that Wheel of Fortune to your ultimate destination, your ultimate destiny, right? Yeah, a lot of you, it's a very interesting message, going from more medical healing to spiritual healing. Again, you have the Hermit, a card of Virgo. A Virgo is going to play a very key role in at least one area of your life in October, if not multiple areas. You may have multiple Virgos coming in to be your co-pilot, to assist you in a loan, assist you in a payment. You have Virgos everywhere. Some of you are going to build your own business. Stop asking for permission, just do it. God, I relate to this message. If it sounds right, trust your gut, trust your intuition, right? It feels like you're trying to win over the approval of your father, and it's again, same as your last message, it's a pointless battle. Why are you putting in all this effort to win over your husband's approval, your father's approval, your wife's approval, your child's approval, whatever it is? It's saying, Pisces, the only person that really matters in this equation regarding your life and your career path is you. No one's going to be punching the clock or showing up to work every day, filling your shoes. It's you, baby. So again, like, take the horse by the reins, take control of your life. If it feels right, if it feels good to you, if you see reward at the end of the tunnel, no matter how challenging it may be or no matter how many obstacles come up, go for it. You have nothing to lose. You live once, right? Take risks. Take calculated risks. You know, everybody's level of risk is going to be a little bit different. Again, Knight of Pentacles, start small. Don't bite off a huge chunk all at once. Invest some money in it. You know, start with a website. Start with a business card. Start with, you know what I mean? Find practical solutions to go at it slowly but surely. The tortoise and the hare. That's going to be your reference point. Stop, and here's the thing, this is a tough love message, but there's something about not going after something. You're, in a sense, it's like you're kidding yourself, you're lying to yourself, because ultimately by passing off the responsibility of approval to someone else other than yourself, you're delaying what you should already be working on, but you're somehow able to justify it because in your head you're like, oh, well, my parents would never approve. My brother would never approve. It's like, what? Again, why does that matter? Like, you're completely not seeing the bigger picture there. Sorry, I know that's tough love, but I say it because you're dealing with an emperor. That is an incredible card for any sort of business endeavor, but you're blocking it. You're blocking your blessings. You're putting the wall up. And for a lot of you, this does have to do with a disapproving father. Or if it's not that, it's in your head. You don't want to disappoint someone who you view as very high up in your life. Someone who you maybe seek approval from. At minimum, someone you really want them to like you. It's like you don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to embarrass yourself and make a mistake. Yeah, again, like, that to me is just like, fuck it, Pisces. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Ruffle some feathers, including your own. Ruffle your scales, your fishtail. I just made that expression up. Didn't work, did it? Nope. Didn't work. All right, last message. Here we go. Career and finances. Tell me about this. So some of you may be practicing sign language. You may be learning foreign languages, but I actually see you doing a lot of sign language. Or communication that is not vocal. Does that make any sense? So it could even be interpretive dance. It could be, if you're a writer, right, non-vocal. Non-vocal ways of communication. You would be excellent at that. Some of you may do like, I don't know how to describe this, music without words. So like synthy stuff or almost like meditative music or... I feel like there's a genre of music that has that title. Do you guys know what I mean? Something without words? Yeah. Abso-freaking-lutely. This is it. This is a card that I do sometimes associate with Pisces. It's moon energy. It's all about that intuition. Again, she's the silent woman, the silent communicator. She is a powerhouse, man. Let me tell you, she's a force to be reckoned with. She controls the tides, right? The moon, the water, your element, Pisces. Ace of Wands. It is a kick-ass idea. It is full of potential and growth and opportunity and joy, expression of creativity, expression of freedom. This is also saying, too, unrelated to the messages I just gave you, you might not be speaking up for yourself. You've committed yourself to a life of solitude. You've committed yourself to a life of, oh, I'm just going to be passive. I don't want to say anything and make anyone uncomfortable. This is universe passing you the spirit stick, passing you the torch. You need to advocate for yourselves. Some of you are going to be advocates by profession. You may be advocating for any minority, any group of people who are not seen in society or who are overlooked. You may become their biggest advocate. You may fight for the underdog. You may fight for the little guy, the little girl, however you want to say that. Particularly children. Yeah, justice for children, especially working with children in foster care or something of the sort. Motherhood, right? A very maternal card with the moon. You may be acting as a substitute parent or a substitute mother. Some sort of career where it involves your empathy, your compassion, your warmth, your love to just give the big old world a hug, the people who need it most. Pisces, that would be an excellent career for you. I've given you tough love messages, but sincerely, I love my Pisces. You guys are you're fantastic. Only we have to get you to believe that. That's my biggest issues with Pisces. They don't know how incredible they are. So I'm telling you, for anyone who needs to hear it, who hasn't heard it, Pisces, you are fucking amazing. Go get it, girl. Go get it, boy. All right, so some of you may be pursuing a degree in law or government. You are going to be essentially a fish out of water. It doesn't mean it won't work out, but it's very much, it's like go into this knowing you're the student. Like you have a lot to learn, but that's no reason to shy away from it. But it's almost saying to me, don't expect immediate success. Don't expect success overnight. Particularly if you're trying to open your own law firm, it's going to take a while to get that amount of clients and customers that you so desire. But very strong cards, but the page again denotes an element of student or child. You got to work your way up the chain. So again, just go into it with realistic expectations of the timeline. Others of you are filing a court case or some sort of lawsuit. What is the potential outcome there? Searching for justice with the law. So if you haven't already gotten knee deep into it, I would not. I would hold back on it. It's not the right time to do it. Like if you're not already in it, right? If you're toying with the idea of filing a claim or a lawsuit, I would hold back just a little bit longer. It's not the right time. That being said, if you're already knee deep in it, if you're halfway through and awaiting results, what's the potential outcome here? Help me out, Spirit. This is a tricky one, right? Use your good judgment, though, Pisces, right? These are general messages on YouTube, so let's see. I feel like I'm already trying to break it to you gently. Yeah. Ew, I don't like that as a potential outcome. Especially if it involves a Capricorn. Don't sue the Capricorn right now because they're going to win. Anyway. All right, so then any career involving spirituality, being a spiritual leader, you would be kick-ass in. Don't be afraid to ask for donations. You could make a lot of money just simply by putting out the collection basket or the donation basket. I don't know, bring a tip jar, set up some sort of account where you can receive electronic tips. That's going to be very important too, because I don't know, especially if you're an artist, you may actually end up making more in tips than you do the actual selling of the product. So that's probably if you're like a startup or a newbie at something. But some of you are going to marry a Taurus, and you're going to be a part of that Taurus's business. It could even be something like in arts or entertainment, like you're the singer and they're the musician, something specifically with a Taurus. Yeah, that looks very promising. And there's wedding bells with a Taurus as well, Pisces. So money looks okay. Money, there's huge potential for it to increase. I will say that. I'll be honest though, Pisces, except for the court case. I didn't like that at all. I'm just being honest. So if you can avoid that, do that. Like something is stuck with the money, with the government, with the court case. Oh, that may also be a message if you're waiting on unemployment checks. It doesn't mean it won't come eventually, but this indicates Saturn energy. It's stuck. There's an obstacle. There's something gumming up the works, and maybe it has nothing to do with you, Pisces, but this is saying settle in. It's going to be a bit. Okay, so just I want to be completely honest with you, right? Again, wands, potential for growth, potential for increase, for success, but it's going to be a journey, right? That applies to waiting on some sort of, it might be a stimulus check or something like that. And I say that because this is a card of government, right? A card of justice. So anyway, these are very positive cards for money, as is this. Because it came out with this, it's saying the potential for money is strong, but you're fighting something inside of yourself. It's this message too. Again, I always say again in my readings. You have to find practical steps to take it a piece at a time. It's something about you're overwhelmed by trying to wrestle the beast, to wrestle down the lion and be the victor. The Magician is a very powerful card of leadership, like head of the classroom, everybody, please look at me. Let me get your attention for a minute. Like almost making a speech. You're meant to lead, Pisces. It's almost like my little school of fish. For the longest time, you've been content to just, swim downstream with the rest of your school of fish. This is saying, no, it's time for you to lead. It's almost like stop. Same message I said earlier about winning approval of other people. Don't hide behind others. It's you're the sunlight now, You're going to cast the shadow because you're going to be in the sun. In the past, it seems like it's been the opposite, like, fall back. That's sort of what it feels like for you. It's like you've kind of been just going along. Some of you, it's time for you to not only travel off on your own or be independent, it's time for you to swim upstream. It's time for you to go the atypical route, the untraditional, what could be a little bit harder, but I will say all the more rewarding when you get what you want out of it, right? The universe is on your side with the Wheel of Fortune, but again, there is something about it's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a while. It's not going to be a Cinderella overnight success. But you need to trust your intuition if you feel like, especially if you're miserable where you're at now, you might be being nudged by the universe to try that thing you've always wanted to try but never really had the guts to do it. This feels like confidence, becoming the King of Cups, right? Not just the Knight. That's my Pisces cup. Knight is great. Knight of Cups is a great card. This is the King. This isn't just the Queen. This is the one-up, right? It has nothing to do with gender. You understand what I mean? This is like harnessing all the powers you have, all your intuition, everything you got going for you, and being confident, doing it because your heart tells you to, because you know it's the right thing to do. Again, I see you having a lot of followers. There's a strength in your word, even if it's not spoken word. Though for some of you it will be. For some of you it's like you need to finally say what you need to say. You need to prove your case. Again, something about a lawsuit or something in court. Anyway, step up, be confident, you can do this. The minute you tell yourself you can't, well, you're absolutely right. So you may as well tell yourself that you can. All right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Have a kick-ass October. Bye, Pisces.